Move on to the 6th event. So back onto the turf here for race number 6. This is a class for 1400 metres, headed by Experto Credi. Already had a start, ran well, finished 3rd. That was behind Good Few. Great Treasure finished behind Experto Credi last season. The Full Bloom's winning run came to an end when he returned last time out. Empire Star, a little bit inconsistent last season. Coursing distance first time for him. And down to Autopay. Dylan Moe takes the weight off here and has trialled well recently.
He has, and he was quite handy in that trial, so he may be potentially the horse to kick through and lead. I actually think Diamond Mysterious, I know he's a genuine back marker, but with Moreira jumping on from barrier 1, I think they'll want to try and utilise that to some extent. So he actually may be where Great Treasure is. They may do a switcheroo there, but ultimately it doesn't look like it's going to be a strong tempo. Little Fantasy will roll forward, and maybe Experto Credi might have to push on.
Here he is, Experto Credi. He's come out of his race no problems. He's put on weight, 19 pounds, and he's had a good nice stretch out down the back straight here. So it was worth showing that. Tommy Berry aboard. He knows the horse now, and it did hit the line strongly enough on his seasonal debut. The other one, Royal Elegance. Now, he's changed stables, but he's up to his old tricks. He pulls and pulls this horse, and he's done it once again. Now, I'm going to show you 2 pieces from him. You can see he's all over the place like a drunken sailor here, and he does it here once, and then again he's pulling again. He's not so much as bad this time. Look, he still runs well on race day, but this is typical of him track work, and it doesn't matter what stable he's in. He's had a few now. He still does it.
Just him.
Yeah, so I thought you got to show him. Right?
Old habits die hard.
They do. They do.
Right, we're talking about the horse still, aren't we? Yeah. Right, well, let's move on to Experto Credi. We saw him there in track work already. Let's hear from his jockey, Tommy Berry.
Tommy, Experto Credi, he's gone close at his last few starts. Do you think Saturday can be the day with him?
Yeah, I think so. Look, he's drawn a little bit awkward out in 9. We're probably going to have to do a little bit of work to sort of put him just beyond the speed. He's going very well at home. I feel he's stripped a lot fitter since the other day. Probably fitness gave out on him the other day, and he had that big weight as well. He's got to contest that big weight again this weekend. So he's not an overly big horse, so the weight's going to hold him back. But he's knocking on the door. He tries very hard, and it'd be great to see him win if he can.
From barrier 9, where would you like to be in the run?
Yeah, probably 2-3 pairs back where we were the other day, but look, we've got to hope for a bit of luck out there. It's, especially with the rail out so far, you do need a bit of luck from them bad barriers to overcome it. But as I said, we can't fault him at home. He's going very well, but he just needs a bit of luck to go his way.
A few weeks into your stint here in Hong Kong, how are you enjoying things?
Yeah, very good. I was obviously crook for a week and a half there, so that put a bit of a downer on it after a very good start. But I've got a great book of rides on Sunday and got some nice rides next Wednesday as well. So really looking forward to hopefully getting a few more winners back on the board.
Yeah, we'll see that horse as well at Hair Trick. We're talking about him in a moment. But Experto Credi, he's certainly not ahead of the handicapper, is he? That's the thing. He's got a lot of weight.
I made him the best on that occasion. I wasn't disappointed with his run, as Tommy highlighted there. I mean, he just, with that weight, he just couldn't get past, and then Good For You came through and knocked a pair of them off. I'm actually going to tip the horse that was just chasing up behind them in Diamond Mysterious. I just think from barrier number 1, Joe might be able to have him a spot closer, as I said in the speed map, and if that's the case, then I think he might be the one. He's still very well rated, and he was going well at the end of last season. I think he's still going okay. Yeah,
Experto Credi of the 2 is probably the one that I like. He's put on that weight since that run, and I just think with that run under his belt, he'll just strip that little bit fitter for that run. Diamond Mysterious, I know what I'm saying, bro. It's just with the C+3 course, if he doesn't go forward, he could get into some problems from barrier 1.
Yeah.
So
he'll still find the line all right, though.
Yeah, he will, yeah.
All right, OK, that's Experto Credi, who finished behind Great Treasure at the end of last season. We have a look at Great Treasure now, warming up for this quiet trial for him.
It was. Now, he goes well fresh, though, this horse. So that's one big positive for him. He did win at the back of the end of last season as well. So he is, well, he was in a bit of form then with that residual fitness. I've got him in on a place line.
Yep, and he defeated Experto Credi by a length and a half last season. So it's been a good training performance from Armand Lee, because he's had a lot of issues, this horse. Just to get him back racing has been a result, but to also get a win or 2 out of him has been a good effort. So I don't have him in, but he's not without a chance.
About Autopay, this is at Happy Valley. Got to the front, he might be our leader again. Threatened to win a race last year, didn't he?
He did, and I like him. I like this trial. I think he'd be out in front on the C+3 course. He's going to have the 7-pound claim, so he's going to be 111, and it'll be catch me if you can, I think, for him. And I like the way he hit the line here.
Yeah, I agree. He's probably the primary danger, I would have thought. Good trial. There's not a lot of opposition pace-wise, so he potentially could dictate Royale Elegance has a new stable, as Paul's highlighted, but still racing fiercely or working fiercely in the morning. But this trial was reasonable enough.
It was. Look, he's got plenty of ability, this horse, but he's hard to like if you like track work, if you know what I mean. He just because you just saw what he does. He can hit the line strongly, and I remember him winning last season. I think Tommy Berry was aboard on that occasion and came well off the pace and won easy. So he's definitely got the ability.
If Autopay leads comfortably with Little Fantasy and they crawl, then he's going to be pulling himself into the ground. They might even take the option to just let him whip around them. Who knows? But I get the feeling the race might not be run to suit either way.
Yep.
All right. So where do we end up?
Well, I'm going to go with Autopay at the weights. I think he can beat this field and also out in front, out of trouble. So he's on top from Experto Crede. That extra run under his belt will help him. Having totally given up on Clenelli Prize, he should add some spice to the occasion. We've had him in a few times. He's only won once from his 17 starts, but he has been placed 6 times. So fresh up, he does go particularly well. And so does Great Treasure. So we're 11, then around the top 3, 1, 2, 3. QQP should be 1, 2 and 11, but I do like the 11.
I'm going to take a chance with Diamond Mysterious. Just from that barrier, I think Joe might try and get him out of the gates. And as Paul said, if he gets back to second last on the C+3 and it's a crawl, then he's in trouble. But I'm just going to take the punt that he can utilise barrier 1 and be a spot handier. I think he's racing well and he's still well rated. Autopay is probably the one to catch with a good trial and a lightweight. Experto Crede will run his honest race. He was my best last start. And Empire Star, a horse that's got a big engine late. Keep your eye on him. I think he's one you want to sort of keep safe. 6, 11, 1, 7. I'm happy to go straight out on the 6.